of getting older. I'm one less day from dying young. I see the light go past my shoulder. I'm one less day from dying young. I see my life.
It's time for the Answers on Aging program with Sarah Scott and Todd Whatley, a program to help seniors know all about the services available in Northwest Arkansas and beyond. The show focuses on how to make seniors enjoy the fullest opportunities in our region. If you're a senior or know a senior, you can call in with your questions or comments about caregiving or caregivers. Call in and ask Sarah or Todd.
Hey, I still get to do jokes, right?
I guess, Sarah.
That and more here on Answers on Aging, plus many special guests and announcements on senior activities. Now your hosts of Answers on Aging, Todd and Sarah.
Good morning. This is the Answers on Aging radio show, and my name is Todd Whatley, and it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. And as always, we are live here to provide your answers on aging. And when I say we, as pretty much always, I am here with my beautiful co-host, Sarah Scott.
Hey, good morning, Todd Whatley. Good morning, Tommy.
Hey.
Good
And
morning, Kerm. How the heck are ya? We're doing good. I'm in an extra chipper mood because I love warm weather and I love sunshine, and
She's wearing
so
shorts and t-shirts
and flip-flops.
and flip-flops.
I mean, bring it
Summer
on.
mode.
I've been planting flowers. I am just sneezing a lot. And so happy to be here on Radio Day Wednesday. Every Wednesday, Todd and I get to play at the radio station.
We do.
And it just happens to be on air. Our program, Answers on Aging, we've been doing for many years.
I was just going to say, probably most of y'all know this, but I've been doing this.
You're
I think
the only constant.
I did this before Sarah came and joined us for I think 12 years.
Do you want to tell that story? Because I bet we have some new listeners who may not know.
Yeah. So I first did the show. My original co-host was Will Corcoran, and his degree was in TV and broadcasting, and so he is an insurance salesman, and we had worked together on a lot of things, and he was like, hey, we should do a radio show, and I was like, I stutter, I don't talk well, and so therefore I don't think I want to do a radio. You'll do fine.
Yeah.
I'll lead you through it. And so he called Kerm, and sure enough, there was a 30-minute spot that was open at like 9:30. There was Dollar Trade, and then there was some.
Yeah. I should remember,
stuff.
but I can't.
It was a recorded person who sold health things. I don't know. Snake oil. Yeah.
All right.
And so we came in at 9:30 and did it until 10.
Yeah.
And we did that for probably 6 or 8 months. And we kept saying, if this guy ever doesn't pay or whatever, we would love to have an hour. And sure enough, he missed a month's payment or something.
I forget, Todd.
And so we got it. And so we started doing, because 30 minutes is so short, you can barely do anything in 30 minutes. And
I
so
was with y'all when it went to an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yes, I was.
Like
I swear.
Here every week?
Yes. I was. I swear. I was here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but
Okay.
But anyway, so it was 30 minutes, and then it seemed fairly quickly. We went to an hour, and so it was Will and I, and we had sponsors of the show. And
Maybe not every Wednesday, but I had already started. Like, I had been
as
on.
a sponsor.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Yeah.
weren't here.
Yeah.
Okay, we were both correct.
Okay.
So our sponsors got to come onto the show every now and then, like once a quarter. And so Sarah's nursing home was a sponsor. And so she would come on and do the show with us. And it just kind of clicked. The three of us were, we did it well and it clicked. And when either Will or I would be sick, we don't like to do the show by ourselves. It just goes better if there's a co-host. And so if I was sick, or it's like, hey, someone needs to come in with you, and, we think about it. It's like, well, Sarah seems to be flexible and it seemed to go well. Why don't you call her? And so she's like, sure. So she would come in and do the show while one of us were gone. And then, she'd be gone for a few weeks because I would be back, and, and then Will would be gone. And I was like, who can I get as a co-host? Well, Sarah seems to do a pretty good job, so we would call her. And apparently we were sick. One of us was sick for more than a week in a row, and she just kept coming.
Yeah.
I think you actually did come by mistake one time because you thought we were going to be gone, and you just showed up. So it was all three of us.
Okay.
And so we called her the cat we started feeding, and she never left. And so she just started coming every week, and so it was the three of us.
Yeah.
And then Will got a job in Dallas that he had to fly out on Monday morning and came back either Thursday or Friday or something. And so he said, I can't do the show anymore. So then it was just Sarah and I, and it's been that way now for quite a few years.
Wow.
So that's a brief history of the show, how Sarah came and
just kind of how it all came to be.
by invitation, and then we were too nice to get rid of her. So
But it's had several different names. So
Yes, it has.
when we first started sponsoring this show with the nursing home, it was the Medicare, Medicaid, and long-term care program. And
that's what we talk
because
about.
that's what we talk about.
Yeah.
And then it was senior
Services.
services
Because we were
NWA.
trying to start a business with that. And then that didn't go, and so we thought, hey, what do? We provide answers on aging, and so we started a podcast. I was like, hey, why don't we make the radio show just a part of the podcast?
Same, yeah.
And so we changed the name, and I don't think we'll ever change.
I like it.
No, I think you morphed into
Evolved.
evolved into this, and I've been here the whole time with you guys when you started, and it really has. It's one of our best shows, period.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I've been
We
doing
love
it
to
a
do it.
long
Talk
time.
more about that.
Well, I've been doing a lot of these for many, many,
Yeah.
many years, and y'all got it going. That's what I'll say.
Who has the longest running show right now?
Well, I don't know if
It's
it's
like outside of Dollar Tree.
yeah, maybe Rockwell. Mark Rockwell's been here, 2001 or two, good 20 years. You all are about a dozen, right?
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah.
I'd say Mark probably. And before that, it would have been Dr. Kunico's program. That was on back in the 90s. His father first,
his
Kristen,
dad.
and
His dad
Charles.
was like,
and-
yeah.
Interesting.
Does he still do that?
No.
Okay.
Dr. Kunico's not on. He's been off about a year.
I didn't think I'd heard him in a while.
No, and we
Okay.
picked up a new show. Nikki Rogers from Lindsay Real Estate is
Okay,
in
I
here.
knew it was some type of
Yeah.
real estate or
And
something that I'm not crazy interested in, by the way.
What?
Well, like real estate and abstract and insurance.
how about
and-
money shows? We have 2 or 3 financial
I mean,
shows.
I like money.
Yeah, it's just how do you get it and keep it? That's one
Yeah.
thing.
My dad's side of the family,
Yeah.
they have actually just recently celebrated their 100th year in business. So the family started 100 years ago, like title, abstract, insurance, and law. And now it's just insurance, abstract, and title work. But yeah, they celebrated Mullen Insurance and Abstract is what it is called now. So it's in Walnut Ridge.
Yeah.
Sarah Mullen.
Yeah, that was my maiden name.
Yeah.
But-
Well, you all show handles a great population area we have here, and
Sure.
it's I get asked all the time about y'all show
Hey.
Rockwell, but it's all just part of it. But
Yeah.
we have people. Don't you ever go off now? Someone will want this slot, but
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have.
It's a good slot.
Yeah, we have people wanting on, and that's a tribute to the radio station because we serve, local communities.
Sure.
We're not into the big picture outside of Northwest Arkansas, Oklahoma, and here. If you can't hear us, then I guess we're not real
Yeah.
interested in what's going on in Chicago or somewhere, whatever.
So
I'll
today's
get out
show-
of here, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah.
So we do need to make a couple of announcements.
Okay.
Thank you, Tricia. You need to make sure and mark your calendars for coming to the Rogers Wellness Center to do a Q&A and have coffee with Todd on Thursday, May 19th from 9 to 11. Free, super laid back.
Fun.
Fun.
It's actually fun. One lady said,
Educational.
yeah, she said, this was actually fun. I was
Yeah.
nervous to come in, but this was actually fun. And I do make it fun. It's just us chatting back and forth about different things, and it truly is fun and very informative.
Very informative, lots of fun. We
Please
love meeting new people. So if you hear about it right now, please make a point to come out and say hi and tell us that you heard about it from the show.
Yeah.
We love to hear that people are out there listening, and we love even more to be able to help you by answering your questions.
Yep.
So now is the time to get some questions answered. This is Answers on Aging. We're going to be here until 10 a.m. today. And the best way, if you are in Northwest Arkansas, to get a hold of us is by dialing 636-7979. Or anyone from anywhere else can dial 1-800-767-7979. We are also streaming live on Facebook. Good morning, everybody. We've had several tune in. I can't, for some reason, see everybody, but Dan and Winifred, Wimp. Hey, Wimp. Phil Stevens, Scott Alsbury, Mom, and Sharon Walker Comstock. So, yeah, welcome. Let us know if y'all have questions on Facebook, too, because I count all the number of calls and questions from Facebook. I count those as calls.
I want to say,
Please make me happy.
please make her happy. I want to do a shout out to Wimp real quick. He probably gets tired of me saying this, but it is absolutely true. I get sick and tired of Facebook sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just junk. But Wimp Crouch is one of the shining stars of Facebook that I don't think he means to be. He just naturally is. And Wimp, your last comment about commercials that your dad would be offended by, literally, I laughed out loud and almost wet my pants because
I want to see it.
I can't say it on the air.
Send it to me.
I'll show it to you.
Wimp,
Yeah.
send it to me. If
And-
we're not friends on Facebook, we should be.
You should be friends with Wimp. He fishes a lot. He does videos of fishing, how to back up your boat, how to hook up your boat, how to fix your boat, how to clean fish. He is truly one of the bright spots on Facebook. So Wimp, you may be, and it's Winifred Crouch, and you may be getting a whole lot of friend requests. I'm sorry if that's not what you want, but I'm just saying he is truly one of the bright stars on Facebook because he's naturally funny and just one of those good old guys that and I love you, Wimp. I appreciate everything you do. I don't comment all the time, but I do appreciate what you do. All right.
Aw, we have a call. Hey, good morning. How can we help you?
Good morning, Sarah. I have a question. I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is, I don't really know the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's. And the other question is, my sister they had said one time that she would get end-stage dementia, and now they say she has Alzheimer's. What do I do when I talk to her on the phone? She's in Illinois, and she's really confused. How do I talk to her about that? And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Her face literally lit up when you asked that question. So she is going to
Yay.
go.
Yeah. So basically, the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's is that Alzheimer's is a specific type of dementia, and dementia is like the overarching condition or disease that
Cancer.
so I'm going to tell you about my umbrella analogy. If you've got an umbrella opened up, then you've got the word dementia up above the umbrella. And then for all the little spokes that are hanging down from the umbrella, there's like Alzheimer's and frontal lobe dementia and vascular dementia and Lewy body dementia, all kinds of different dementia. So you can have dementia and not have Alzheimer's, but you can't have Alzheimer's without having dementia, because Alzheimer's is a type of dementia.
Yeah.
Just like the same umbrella, the word instead of dementia up above it is cancer. And then up, like underneath, all those spokes say brain cancer, lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, skin cancer, and all the different types.
Yeah.
So try to think about it that way.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know how much you talk to her on the phone, but you don't need to talk to her about the condition itself, or especially if she's later stages. You're not going to be able to reason with her. And what you need to really try to focus on doing is just kind of validating whatever it is that she says, good or bad. Okay? So if it's something bad, like if she's paranoid that somebody is breaking into her house and stealing her money, what you can do, instead of drilling her with questions or trying to correct her and reason with her by saying, I've got access to the cameras in your house and nobody's there. Or, you can't reason. So what you need to do is just say, okay, well, what I'll do is I'll call the police as soon as we hang up. You tell me about it and, just play along with it and validate her story and offer some type of solution, because it's real to her.
Well, and say I will call the police, and if the police are concerned, they will come out.
Yeah.
You don't call the police because chances are, there is no one there, and you can just say, hey, I told them, since they're not there right now, they're not going to come out. But arguing with them will get you nowhere. You'll get frustrated, she'll get frustrated, and it just causes problems.
Yeah.
You've just got to go with it.
You've got
and
to
that's
just
hard
roll
for
with
people.
it.
They're like, but I know it's not true. It's like,
and we know it's not true too, but I promise you, it is so real to them, and that is their truth.
Yeah.
No matter how false or crazy or just made up it is their reality.
Right, and it's
real to them.
Very common for them to think that their parents are coming to visit. They're 85, their parents have been dead for 40 years.
Yeah.
But in their head, they're younger, and their parents are coming to see them, and you can argue all day long saying your mother's dead, she is not going to come visit you. Well, that does no good, okay? And so you just go with it and say, okay, well, she will be here soon. Let's clean house. Let's go cook something. You just go with it and say, yeah, she will be here soon. Why don't we clean house? Why don't we do something so when she comes, she will have a snack or whatever.
Yeah.
Get her busy, distract her, do something else.
You know what I used to do when I couldn't convince them, like how you just said? I would have a staff member call my cell phone and pose as their mother. And I would have a conversation with them, and they would say, I'm running 30 minutes late. I'll be there as soon as possible. Please tell her, if I was trying to get her to go to the dining room for dinner, tell her, go ahead and eat dinner, whatever it was.
Very smart.
And sometimes you got to think outside the box, because they don't always buy into the first little, thing you're trying to sell them. Do we have a call? What? No.
Hey, caller, thanks for calling. What can we do for you?
Hey, guys. It's ironic you just had that phone call kind of about the wellness check and stuff,
right.
Because this really doesn't have anything to do with your show, but I wanted you guys' opinion because, well, I respect. I think you guys got a pretty good head on your shoulders, and I've never dealt with this, but you guys may have dealt with wellness checks.
Okay.
I have an employee that's worked for me for 15 years, and I talked to him on Mother's Day, and just see how his family and everything, what they were doing, whatever, and told him I'd see him at work Monday. Well, he didn't show up, and he didn't call or text Monday, which was odd, but I thought they may have just had an emergency or something going on with the family. Well, yesterday, same thing, and then today, same thing, and his phone goes straight to voicemail. I went by his house yesterday. All the family's cars were there, his wife's car and his car. Nobody answered the door. Had a couple other people call me trying to get a hold of him, and they're getting the same voicemail. I'm going over to his house right now with just another friend, and we're going to see if we can get him to answer the door. If not, do you think it's wise for me to call and have somebody do a wellness check?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and honestly, I would not show back up over there unaccompanied without a police officer. Honestly, if this is a work, so does this person work for you?
Yes.
Yeah, he's worked for me for like 15 years, but we're friends too. Like
I understand
I
that.
give these
I
kids
do,
clothes when they.
I would. This is the administrator in me coming out, okay, in the HR side. But if he is your employee, I would absolutely have these attempts to contact him documented, and because you have no idea, good or bad, what's about to happen. And if you need to cover your tracks, they'll be covered. So just document your attempts and whoever you talk to, but absolutely involve the police at this point. There is no harm in being safe rather than sorry. And if you have gone to his house uninvited without him answering your calls and you see cars are there and they don't answer the door, I would take that as a sign that I am not welcome. And I wouldn't try to go back on that property until you know you are safe. And you're doing it because you're concerned about him. It's not that you're trying to be upset or aggressive. You're just really concerned. But you also, You
don't know what's in that house.
You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I think you are absolutely justified because this is 3 days now, and this is not common for him, right, to do this?
It's not. No, it's totally out of the.
Yeah.
I mean, his father-in-law lives just a couple houses down from me, and when they have barbecues, they bring us food and stuff. So it's just really odd. It's not like him at all.
Do you have an emergency contact phone number for him? Like whenever he started working for you, did you get a family member's number or contact info?
No.
Or do you know?
I do have his father-in-law. Well, I know where his father-in-law lives, so the only thing I could do is just knock and ask if everything's fine. I don't know.
I'd just reach out to the cops. Just be safe.
Yeah. Tell the police you're headed over there, and probably there's some policeman sitting around doing traffic, radaring traffic or something, and he or she can come over there with you. And you just don't know what's in that house. And I worked on a ambulance all through college, and trust me, you do not know what's on the other side of that door. And particularly if the family's cars are there and no one's answering, that's kind of bizarre.
Yeah, it is.
It is, and I didn't go looking in the windows, but just the front blind was open. There wasn't any lights on. It's just completely out of character.
I mean, I'm thinking like a gas leak or something. You
That's what I'm absolutely hoping not.
Yeah.
I mean
that's
because they have 3 kids, a 5-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 16-year-old.
Jeez. Yeah, definitely have a policeman go with you. Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. I appreciate
Good luck,
it.
man.
I was headed that way, so I wanted to
just call the cops and let them know you're on your way and you need a buddy for a second.
And if you feel comfortable, give us an update, okay? Call us back and say, hey, just so you know, because we got a lot of listeners and a lot of us have tender hearts, and we're kind of concerned now.
I know.
You've involved us in your story, so yeah. Keep us up to date, okay?
Okay. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh,
That was interesting.
I know. I hope it all turns out okay. Goodness.
So when you do a podcast, speaking of, we have a podcast, if you didn't know that, the Answers on Aging podcast. And for the lady who just called and asked questions, we have done podcasts on those very topics.
Yeah.
How to talk to someone with dementia. So we gave a quick summary. If you can do a podcast, you can go on your computer to answersonagingpodcast.com. And that will take you to our page, and it is mostly up to date. Right? Mostly. Sarah's hiding her face right now. It is mostly up to date. I produce it. She updates the website.
Yeah.
So it's she's supposed to update the
There's a
website.
lot going on, Todd.
I know. I'm not blaming. I'm just saying it will be updated.
I'm getting defensive.
Don't be defensive. I'm not mad. I understand. So anyway, we have a podcast that covers a lot of these topics.
All the good stuff.
When you do a podcast, there are trained people out there who, like professionals and people who want to be on podcast, have paid people to reach out to all these podcasts.
It's like a headhunter.
Yeah, headhunter to say, hey, I've got this person, here's their qualifications, they would like to be on your podcast, will you let them on your podcast?
Yeah.
And so we get those all the time, and I discard a good portion of them, but this one was very interesting, and it's a husband and wife team.
Yep.
They were newscasters. He was sports, she was just general newscaster.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And both of them have aging parents that they are dealing with. And so they have created a website called parentingagingparents.com.
Which sounds just like the term Todd coined however many decades ago.
Yeah, parenting your parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a website and a Facebook page that has they're just under 3,000 members, and they want to get well above 3,000.
Yeah.
And so if you're on Facebook, I would highly recommend, if you are older or if you are dealing with aging parents, this is a fantastic website and our Facebook page, and it's Parenting Aging Parents. Go there, join, be part of it, and they have ongoing discussions.
Yeah.
And you can just vent. I mean,
It's a sounding board for a lot of people.
I was scrolling through yesterday. They will be on our podcast next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I will get that produced this week, and it'll be ready to go next week. And so they will be our podcast hosts next week, and they are really good.
Yeah, they were real. I mean, very well spoken, obviously, because they're
Trained
in journalism. But yeah, just very relatable, and and it gives you some really interesting information. But not only is their Facebook group a sounding board, it also has a ton of resources, just like their website does. And you can sign up to get like weekly notifications through the email. And one of them that I got recently, I thought we could talk about today for just a little bit. So they have members that'll write letters in and share experiences and things that they learned and want to help others kind of guide them through a similar situation. So this, here is their tip of the week. Okay. It says, Diane writes, my mother passed away 1 month ago today. She had a stroke 9 years ago, and 6 years ago, when my stepfather passed away, she lived with us, then was at an independent living facility in Austin. She slowly became more and more unstable, vascular dementia, frequent falls, etc. Thanksgiving was her last fall before a long time in skilled nursing, another fall that broke a hip, a new baseline of dementia, etc. She passed away suddenly due to aspirated fluid or food. So, a few things I'm going to share. She says, number one, skilled nursing staff does the best they can. Be kind to them. I love that that is her first point, because what did we talk about last week?
Yeah.
Being kind.
Podcast 2 weeks ago or last week?
Last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was.
Don't be an old grumpy person, basically.
Yeah, basically.
And it helps improve the overall quality of the service you're providing or receiving. If you are kind, and it goes both ways, it's going to improve that process across the board.
Yeah, and we've talked
Believe
about
me.
how to display your dissatisfaction.
Yes.
Who to go to, how to do that. And so, yes, that is a great point. And be nice to them, because they are, in most situations, they are doing the best they can.
Number 2 says, do not sign up for their Medicare statements online. Once they pass, you cannot access it.
Yeah, Medicare and Social Security are directly related, and I think one of the very first phone calls that the funeral home makes once they've been contacted is they call Social Security to get that process started so that they can produce a death certificate. And so Social Security knows very, very quickly when a person passes away, and once it goes into Social Security, it then goes to Medicare. Those computers are obviously very connected, and boom, it shuts down. And I never thought about that, but that's a great point.
Yeah, and I think only someone who has learned that lesson the hard way is going to be adamant about making sure other people don't make the same mistake. So I love that she turned that mess into her message. Okay, number 3, get every ambulance and transportation service to code the transfer correctly. Medicare is denying at least 4 transfers due to the transfer companies coding the trip as not a medical necessity, like a trip to the ER at 3 a.m. to x-ray her broken elbow and broken pelvis, or one of 2 or more transfers during a broken hip that were not a necessity. I'm telling y'all, I have dealt, of all the issues that while working in the nursing home I came across when it comes to billing, I would say the ambulance ride to and from wherever, from the hospital to the facility, when they're discharging and coming for the first time, or out, those are a nightmare to make sure that they have everything they need to get covered. And it's ridiculous to me how much they charge. You want to talk about that? Do you know anything about that? Former paramedic?
I just provided the service.
You have nothing to do with that.
I knew it was expensive, though.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
It's like a flat fee of $3.50 or
and then
something.
Mileage, and it's
$2 a mile.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's probably like $12 a mile now.
Yeah.
I got gas yesterday, $4.02 a gallon.
Highest ever for
Jeez.
diesel.
Give me a break, y'all.
Let's go, Brandon.
Okay, we need some calls. Before I talk about tip number 4, please don't hesitate to call us and let us help you work through something. Maybe you heard something that we mentioned on a previous show. Want to hear more about that. And I also want to make sure that you, if you haven't already, put on your calendar to show up at the Rogers Wellness Center to have coffee and donuts with Todd on
Not tomorrow.
Thursday. Not tomorrow. Thursday, May 19th.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday from 9 to 11. It's really fun. Let us know that you've heard about it on the show, and we might give you an extra donut.
You can have as many donuts as you want.
You never know.
Yeah, y'all pray for me today. I'm headed out of town, and
Yeah.
I'm going to Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, I know. Yes,
Toughing it.
we'll pray.
Toughing it, yeah.
We'll pray for you. Happy belated Mother's Day to all of our mother listeners. We forgot to wish them a happy Mother's Day last week, so we hope you had a fabulous Mother's Day tradition with your families. I typically go fishing with my boys on Mother's Day, and we didn't get to do that this year because all the rain and all the baseball and all the stuff. So we're going to make it up, though. We're going to make it up. But
Sarah is the boy mom.
I'm the boy mom.
She is the boy mom. She loves her
That's what
boys.
I do. That's what I do. Last night was kind of sweet. We kind of ate dinner late, and me and my oldest son, Will, and my youngest son, James, were outside on the back deck, and the stars were so pretty, so we went out and laid on the trampoline and looked at the stars and made out all the constellations and
This
stuff.
is a great time of year because mosquitoes aren't so bad right now.
Oh, and I could have knocked Will's head off. You know what he said?
What?
I can't stand all the bugs. I said, until you go spend a summer in Walnut Ridge, you cannot complain about bugs.
You don't know bugs.
You don't know
Northwest
bugs.
Arkansas doesn't have bugs compared to
Not
Northeast.
at all. It was a June bug.
So, where was Jack?
Jack was upstairs in bed with my husband.
Okay.
I think they were watching football or basketball,
Okay.
not football. Hey, we have a caller.
Because that's in the fall.
Good morning. Thanks for calling. How can we help you?
Hi, Sarah and Todd.
Hey.
Hey.
We love your show, and we listen every week.
Oh,
you.
thank you.
And it's so informative and so encouraging.
Yay.
And we just love you. And I would like to ask you, we thought that show last week was so wonderful about that doctor, is it Varte or Varto?
Lazarte. Dr. Lazarte.
Lazarte.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
Lazarte. And all of, would you kind of, we missed the first half of it.
Sure.
Could you kind of go over what he has to offer? Now, I called the number a couple times, but they never called me back. So,
Okay.
But yeah, I'd like to have you just discuss a little bit more about
Sure.
him and what he does. So, thank you so
Absolutely.
much. We love you.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome.
you. We
Aw,
love you,
thank
too.
you. Wow.
Bye.
That,
Warm fuzzies.
All right.
You, thanks for giving me the warm fuzzies.
you
Okay,
can go
yes.
home now.
I know. Okay, so this was in April. It was on the 28th, so it was a couple weeks ago. We had Dr. I believe it's Harry Lazarte as our special guest, and he represents the company called Basis Health, and their company focuses on providing medical care to seniors in their home. So his primary focus is coming to his patients' houses and what? Oh, coming to his patients' houses every month. And it's paid for by Medicare and your most supplemental insurances. They do labs at your house. They do diagnostic testing.
They do x-rays.
They do x-rays. They do all kinds of medical care that is preventative. It's considered preventative. And he's discussed how much money the government spends every year on basically avoidable hospitalizations and treatments for elderly patients with a certain top 3 or 4 diagnoses. And that preventative medicine, even though it might look like in the beginning it's going to cost more money, the end result of having that consistent care provided to you in the home is going to increase your likelihood of following doctor's orders, because he's going to be coming to check on you in
Yeah.
your home. Okay. It gives him so much more information about the actual patient, and it improves life and prevents bad things from developing.
Hey, 2 things he said that really jumped out at me. Am I saying this wrong? Is it 80% of the budget is spent on that 10 to 12% of people that are chronically ill?
It was astronomical.
Astronomical.
Like,
And his goal, and the other thing he said, an elderly person can go from healthy to needing hospitalization in 12 hours.
12 hours. Yeah.
12
But they
hours.
typically wait days
Yeah. And
if
so,
they go.
And he said they are coming out with this device. It's a wearable device
Yeah.
that will constantly monitor you.
Uh-huh.
And when something starts going off, like your temperature starts going up or your heart rate goes up or
O2
your blood
sats
pressure,
go
yeah,
down.
O2 sats, they get alerted.
Yeah.
And they can call, come out, do whatever. And he never did answer your question was, when do you take time off?
Yeah.
If you're seeing people
I know.
when they need it at
Mm-hmm.
all hours of the day, 7 days a week, we're kind of worried about you stressing out or burning out. So
because we want to keep him around for a while, and we will absolutely have him back on the show. And he's also, I'm working with his scheduler to coordinate when we can do a podcast interview with him. But yes, he was amazing, super nice guy. Once again, all about being kind.
all about being kind, and
All
that's
about
where we
being
got
kind.
that actually.
Yeah.
So I'm
I have his number.
yeah, I'm somewhat concerned that they are not calling you back. Just please, I'm sure they're busy. Hopefully,
Just
after
leave a message.
the radio show. But yeah, please give them a call.
Yeah. And okay, so that number is 479-250-4849. Thank you for that call. So we need more calls. So if you have questions, now is the time because we're only going to be here till 10. 636-7979 or 1-800-767-7979. Don't forget, if you want to watch this wild show on Facebook, it gets crazy in this studio.
My hair, I meant to wear a hat today, and I walked out of the house without it. And
I'm surprised you don't keep a hat in your truck.
actually, I think I do.
I bet
have
you
one.
do.
Yeah, I do.
Silly goose.
Silly goose. So you want to go on Facebook and see my non-gelled hair standing straight up. It's
And
kinda
you
scary.
can see our Answers on Aging t-shirts. What?
I don't know why that struck me funny.
So check us out on Facebook, Answers on Aging. Pull up a live stream of today's show. If you happen to miss some of this show from the radio, that's the perfect way to just, at your convenience, pull it up,
Facebook's-
play it in the background.
Yep.
And we're on
Facebook stores it
TikTok?
forever. We're on TikTok.
We're
We
on
get a bunch of
TikTok.
TikTok. I will get those produced and out there.
Okay.
TikTok, if you're not on TikTok, I think older people might enjoy it. If you like Facebook and their videos, you would love TikTok because it's all videos and it's just random. It's totally, you can learn about anything. I mean, I've learned about
can
chickens
also-
and
yeah.
pigs and recipes and drinks and emotional support and psychology, and it's all out there.
Funny stuff.
Funny
sad stuff. Okay. So, another benefit if you join the Parenting Aging Parents group
Mhm.
is that they have live support groups
Mhm.
online. So,
And
not
they're great
only
guests. They
and
interview some really smart people.
they do, and they ask us to be on one
Yeah.
or maybe two.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think
two.
they're going to interview us Monday, and it's going
Mhm.
to go out Tuesday, I think she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, because,
Yeah.
so yeah, Sarah and I will
Oh.
be on their show.
You know what?
Right.
Trisha just texted me, and I think I gave out the wrong number for Basis Health, and I apologize. Because she says the website number is 479-301-5694. So, to the lady who called earlier asking about Dr. Lazarte with Basis Health,
Maybe that's
try
right.
this number, 479-301-5694. Okay? I'm not sure
I
where.
wonder if he gave his cell phone.
I don't know. But
Well,
anyway.
he
we have
gave us
another
that
call?
number. Yeah.
Yippee skippy.
Hey, caller, thanks for calling. What can we do for you?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, you guys mentioned the Facebook page just a bit back, and I couldn't write that down. Is that something that you may not want to put it on the air?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. We don't care.
Yeah.
The gentleman that does all the Facebook on fishing and stuff.
Oh, yes, Winford Crouch.
Oh.
Winford Crouch, commonly known as Wimp, W-I-M-P Crouch. He's he's my age. I went to high school with him, and I think junior high school with him, and he is hilarious. And so
knee slapping.
He's a great guy. Very.
So if you just Googled Winford Crouch, it'd probably.
Yeah, and ask him to be a friend, or tell him you heard about him on the radio show, and I'm pretty sure he'll let you be a friend. So, all right.
Crouch?
Yes.
All righty. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
You guys have a nice show.
So,
appreciate your show. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, just another point, if he's still listening. So, he's a big fisherman. He has this party barge that it's got to be 20 or 30 years old. It is beat to crap. But the guy knows how to catch fish. He'll post pictures, lined up. And it's crappie. He's a crappie fisherman.
Okay.
And he calls bass carp. And he is not a fan of bass fishermen because of their big fancy boats screaming down the lake, messing up his fishing, and so he'll say, "Had a good day, caught 20 crappie and 3 carp." and it's bass. And so anyway, he's just funny. He needs to take me fishing. Yeah, we talk about this every single year, and I just need to load up one day and head down there and go fishing with him because he is just a super nice guy, and I want to catch some fish, and it seems like he always catches fish. So, all right.
You know what I haven't done in a long time?
I bet there's a lot of things. What? I don't know.
Tell the joke.
That's what's been missing.
I thought, yeah. I haven't.
People tune in just to hear your hilarious jokes.
I know. I've had a recent request for jokes.
Have you got one?
I have a couple.
Okay.
By your youngest son?
No?
Okay.
Did he tell me one?
I'm being ugly.
Okay. You got the... Ready? Okay.
Someone needs to laugh.
What do you call a sleeping bull?
A sleepy bull.
Sleeping bull.
A sleeping bull.
I don't know. You, Todd?
Dozing something. I don't know what.
A bulldozer.
A bulldozer. There we go.
Okay. Why do seagulls fly over the sea?
Sarah loves seagulls, by the way.
Oh,
They're her
I cannot
favorite.
stand birds.
Why do they fly over the sea?
Yeah.
Because they're not land gulls.
I don't know.
Because if they flew over the bay, they would be bagels.
Okay, I was close.
Speaking of birds.
That's a tough one there.
I was close.
Yeah.
Speaking of birds, yesterday, my son and I, James, were getting out of the car. We're in the garage going in, backpacks and groceries and all this stuff. And a bird flew in the stinking garage. And if you don't know, now you know, I have a huge fear of birds. I'm okay with birds.
I wish I had a video of that.
I have a barrier. If they're in a cage, they're fine. I can watch them through the window, and I'm not annoyed or scared because there's a window.
You say you're okay. We went to a nursing home the other day to do a signing, and she walks in the room, and there was a bird
aviary.
Aviary. You unconsciously, you're like bird, and you went around the other side of the table not to go near. You say if they're behind glass, you're okay, but you're really not.
Well, but I didn't leave the room.
That's true, but you did a beeline.
Well, I don't care to walk beside it or sit beside it.
She
but
does
anyway,
not like birds at all.
stinking bird flew into the garage, and I had the trunk latch open because I still had stuff from the back I needed to take inside, and the back door was open. So, here is an open opportunity for this stupid bird to either fly in my car or in my house. And I apparently flipped into quick, fast ninja mode. And James was laughing his head off at me. He goes, "You're moving so fast. Why do you hate birds?" once we got inside, and he was just laughing at me, and I said, I don't hate them. I
So did
just
you just
fear
run
them.
inside? You ran inside real quick?
So yes, I have the remote for my car. I can open and close the trunk latch, and I grabbed everything I could, pushed the button, and just darted inside the house and slammed the door.
You need to watch that movie, The
No,
Birds.
I don't.
No.
I
Alfred
have.
Hitchcock.
I've seen it. Thank you.
Good show.
I
Great.
will not watch that again. I think that accelerated this
Yeah.
phobia.
All right. You ready for a call?
Ready.
Hey, good morning. How can we help you?
Well, guys, I wouldn't even have called back, but you asked me to give you an update,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
and it's not. The family is okay, but apparently there was a domestic incident Mother's Day, and he's in jail.
Oh, no.
And I have it breaks my heart. The guy has worked for me for so long, and he is just totally out of the just never. It's not. I mean, he goes to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. It's just I don't even know what to think. So
Okay.
but the family's fine, and
Okay.
And he's physically
I appreciate
okay,
I appreciate you.
Sure. Thank you so much for letting
man.
us know. I hate that.
Yeah,
too.
there you go.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least physically, he's
Safe.
okay. and-
He's in safe. Hey, I'm telling you what, we had a domestic incident. I wonder if that was him. I wonder if they're in my neighborhood, because there was an issue down the street from where I live over the weekend.
Mother's Day? I think you said Mother's Day incidents. So that'd
Yeah,
be
he did.
Sunday.
No,
Somebody
this was Saturday. I think
Well-
this was Saturday.
could have been. And
I'm trying to. No, it was Friday. It was Friday because it was while I was at the Bonanza.
Okay.
When I got home, my mom was in town and she told me there were all these cop cars and all this yelling and stuff. And we have a neighborhood Facebook page, and so I asked. I was like,
Nosy.
in a nice way.
Nosy Rosie.
In a nice way. I'm like, is there any concern for safety? Should we be
Yeah,
concerned?
spill the beans. Tell me what happened.
And this lady, I get it. I mean, it was none of my business, but I still wanted to know. And
She responded
and
politically.
she put me in my place, so I quit asking. And now I'm just bringing it up on the radio.
You didn't
Whoops.
say
I didn't say
which
which neighborhood.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been a really quick hour. We have time for maybe one more call, so fit it in. 636-7979 or 1-800-767-7979. You can also ask us questions on Facebook. Koi Freshwater. Do you know Koi?
I do not.
Hi, Koi.
Hey, Koi. Thanks for
Welcome to
calling.
Answers on Aging. We are here
So,
every Wednesday for
I
a
never
live
did say
hour.
why I was going to Scottsdale, but I'm going to the National Elder Law Conference. It's finally back in person. And so it is in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I will be going to learn and to help a friend of mine with her table. She has a new baby, and so she's not traveling, and she sells the annuities that we use in Medicaid planning, and so I'm going to go help with her table.
He's taking one for the team.
Take
Yeah.
one for the team.
We have a call.
yeah, here we go.
Hey, caller, thanks for calling. What can we do for you? Hello, you're on.
Hello.
Ollie
Hi,
Auction
Jeremy.
Free, are you there?
Uh,
Yeah, that means
Call
something.
back, hurry
yeah,
up,
they
call back.
were on there.
Be quick.
Hey, you go out to Scottsdale. There's a big Air Force base there.
Yep.
Luke,
Luke, okay.
been there before. That's a big one.
What do they fly out of there, do you know?
Well, they used to have tactical aircraft, cargo. They were really big.
Yeah.
I used to be stationed at Williams, which is across town. It was a little air base, but we always thought, yeah, Big Brother Luke up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but the
Supposed
one
to-
I was at, it's closed, but Luke is still very much a part of the Air Force.
It's supposed to be 100 degrees on Saturday.
Oh, man, that
Nice.
was good.
Yeah, this is the time to go. Don't go August because it's
Yeah.
like 118 degrees. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, y'all don't forget Rogers Wellness Center next Thursday, the 19th, from 9 to 11. Todd will be there with coffee and donuts, ready to visit with you and answer
you'll be
your
there.
questions. I'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be there. If you need any type of elder law services, like estate planning documents or Medicaid consults and anything else, give us a call at Todd Whatley, PA, by dialing 479-601-4119. We have one more call.
Maybe so. Hey, caller, thanks for calling. What can we do for you?
I've got a call, question for Sarah Scott, please.
I'm here.
She's here.
Question is, when I was 6, my sister was half my age. Now that I'm 50, how old is my sister?
When you were 6, your sister was half your age.
She was half my age.
Is she still alive?
And now that I'm 50,
She's 47.
yes.
She's 47.
Well, 6. So she's hold on. She's 3 years
Most
younger
people would
than
have said
you.
25.
I know. Yeah.
Most
Todd
people,
already got it.
most,
Yeah.
you got it. All right.
Silly.
Listen to this one.
Try again.
Listen to this one.
Okay.
What has 4 letters, sometimes has 9, never has 5?
Correct.
Good answer. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Sarah and I are still thinking on that one.
I need to hear it again.
What did he say, Todd?
Never has 5, sometimes has 9, and always has 6. Yes. Never has 5 letters, sometimes has 9 letters, and always has 6 letters. Correct.
Hey, here's a flower joke. What did the flower, this flower is a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, what did that flower say when leaving for her vacation?
Some version of I'll be back. I don't,
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hosta.
Yeah.
Pasta.
My mother loved hostas.
My mom does too. I like them.
We have
Yeah, I
They're
do
good
too.
They're
hostas
pretty.
everywhere.
Easy
Hasta
to
la
grow.
vista, baby.
The only reason I knew that one is because it's been making the rounds on Facebook the last little bit. So,
Okay. Well, don't forget to tune in to our show next week. Also, check out our new episode of the Answers on Aging podcast. We'll be back next week at 9 o'clock, like we are every other week. And call Todd's office if you want us before then. 479-601-4119. I think that's all for today.
I know. Very good, and I will see you next week, okay?
Yeah.
All
Thank
right,
y'all.
Todd,
Bye.
Sarah, y'all be good. Stay tuned for CBS News and the party with